Anthem or
Oh, you're gonna sing tonight? Well, not today. A little cloudy today, but I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll call the meeting to order at 3:04. Board packets were distributed last week. I appreciate receiving the financials a little early and the rest come on. So I've been divided in chunks, that's a little easier for me. So appreciate that. I think the others as well. Let's see, item B becomes the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes our minutes from June 10th?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item number 2, citizens' comments. Are there any citizens to be heard today? Is there anyone online? Is this on Zoom?
No, we don't have any.
Okay, so no participation then, so it's just recording. Okay, thank you. Hearing none, we'll move on to item C, the finance report. Ms. Decker?
Yes, thank you. In your packet, you have your balance sheet, the profit and loss, and the check detail list of the checks that were dispersed for June of 2024. Included in that, we actually had quite a few requisitions that were received. LHRD was $96,530.87. The land bank was a little over $26,000. Erie County Department of Planning, it was, I believe, our first receipt of the whole home repair program funds for a little over $30,000. ARPA East Bayfront Greenway Trail Project was about $17,000. ARPA admin was $116,000, and then Healthy Homes was about $80,000. And then I think that was all I had for the finance report. Did you have any questions?
Besides my usual ones?
Yes.
I don't have any questions on any details, but if you'd like to just take a moment to give us an update on our Blackrod project. And
Did you print the,
I seen it in my email, but I didn't
Letter
check
that
the
I
board
sent.
packet. And yeah, so that's my apologies, so.
okay. We do have updates from Baker Tilly. They had provided a letter to the board, but I think it did not make the packet. So sorry about that. They are scheduled to come in from the 15th to the 17th to finish up the transfer of the historical data,
Okay.
the chart of accounts, and going over some sample transactions and coming up with the procedure development for us and how that's going to work compared to what the QuickBooks looks like now. I know that we have had a few different phone calls with them or Teams meetings as well to go over the very granular part of the accounts and how it's broken down into a sub-account and another sub-account and another identifying account so that we can really tweak our reports to give you more of an accurate visual of what we're doing.
so any idea on the timeline? Or?
Yeah, he
Where's-
did provide the time.
Do you have it?
Okay.
The timeline was basically from July through November would be them working with us to implement and get Blackbaud as
Okay.
our financial software, so.
So would that be a goal of being up and running by January?
I think that's their goal. Let me see.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't
And
have my
I'll
phone.
forward the
Okay.
letter from.
Yeah, I don't mean to put you through the paces. It's just, it'll be so much more helpful to provide guidance with.
Isaac. Bill. It came from me, though.
Oh, did it come from you?
Yeah.
But if that's not at your fingertips, I don't want it to take up too much time. It's just, it's important for us to discharge our fiduciary responsibility and kind of
Absolutely.
help out.
One second.
Because we're on a calendar fiscal year here, right? I always have to remind myself because I get
Yeah, I'm not finding it.
organization.
I'll find it and
Okay.
I'll forward it to the board, but he did detail out a timeline as far as what their plan is coming in next week and then implementation of Blackbaud. I know we have tomorrow at 10 a.m. meeting with Zachary from Blackbaud and
Okay.
Baker Tilly combined
Okay.
to start the process of moving all of the information over and into Blackbaud, basically back to that starting point of implementation. Now that Baker Tilly has taken the information and is ready to move into the new software.
Good. All right, appreciate it. I there's a huge amount of work, but the results are going to be, I think, really, really valuable for everybody.
Absolutely.
Any other questions or comments on our financials?
Nope.
Hearing none, is there a motion to accept the financial reports as presented? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And that includes our financial consultant update, which we'll defer until we receive an email then. Okay, item D, the report of the executive director. First up is our solicitor.
Good afternoon, Board. I have provided a memorandum, again, a summary overview as to where certain items sit with regard to the ongoing processes with different properties. Aaron and I have agreed that we're going to meet before, a week or a few days before the board meeting here, so that Aaron and I are on the same page to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks, that we aren't thinking that each other is doing something and then something's getting missed. So we're implementing that.
That's
We're
excellent,
implementing that, and happy to be a part of that. I thought that was a great idea from Aaron and his staff as well. The memorandum is rather self-explanatory, but I do want to direct your attention to item number 3. This is a second attempt at a board review. The one before was unfortunately not able to take place because of viewers not appearing. Those 2 viewers have been replaced. So again, what a board review is an opportunity for the viewers to come and walk through and see the property as part of their evaluation process. The hearing based upon the view and the evidence presented will be scheduled probably within 30 to 60 days thereafter. This property, as you well know, has a long history. It's been up to the Commonwealth Court and back. We've been successful throughout the process, but this is a property that really needs to be addressed. And so I'm happy to say that we have dragged its feet to the fire. The last time we were there was, and we're anticipating a little bit of a presentation, and inappropriate, but there's not really anything for us to do other than just to be a part of it and get through the process. I have requested certain people to be there, and so they'll be there representing the Redevelopment Authority, just to make sure that it's a smooth and transitional process. I don't anticipate that there's going to be any issues, but it's going to take probably an hour and a half at most. It should probably take a half hour, but knowing who's involved, it's going to be a little bit longer. So I'm just letting you know that's when it's going to take place. I don't need for any of the board members to be there, but if you're so inclined, you're more than welcome. But just with the understanding that there is going to be no discussions. Mm-hmm. Okay, so a lot of times it's better. Okay.
I would agree.
Yeah. So, but we are making significant progress on many of these properties. You'll see. And again, what I'm excited about is we are being successful when people are willing to work with us on the renovation and relinquishment process. So it works. And it is beneficiary to the city and especially to the surrounding neighbors when we are able to work with these people. There are some people who just won't work with us, but when you work with us, we're more than happy to help facilitate a good result.
That's cool.
So with that, I thank you, and we'll continue to keep you posted.
Mike, is this one of the properties that had work kind of illegally done on it after no? Okay.
No.
That's yet another one,
Okay.
okay?
Okay. Any other questions or comments for Mr. Sundberg? Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you.
your work and appreciate receiving this in advance as well. I did
Appreciate the opportunity.
Peruse
Thank you.
these. Good, thank you. All right, Mr. Stimpert, your general information and updates?
I have no report, just getting back from vacation, just still getting back into it and getting things moving, so,
So no
staff is-
vacation slides or anything to?
No, I didn't put the PowerPoint together, but I can.
Okay, that's how old I am. I remember slides. I mean PowerPoint or something.
But no, things are in full swing. We got a lot of things going on. I'll probably get a board little update out here in the next week or so.
Okay, sure. Great. And if you wanted to just get together informally or over lunch or something, that would be fine too. I feel like we should, get caught up and,
Absolutely.
just keep the conversation. With so many projects going on, we want to make sure that we're moving ahead. So we can talk about that after a meeting then. So it just kind of popped in my head. All right, perfect. On to unfinished business and new business. We got,
Housing program update. Paul?
Do we want to mention at all where we are with LHRD grant or?
We don't really have much more information. With the LHRD grant, we've requested our extension to HUD. We did that the end of May. They're dragging their feet. We're still, supposedly the request has been forwarded over to Robert Houston, our grant officer out of Philadelphia. We're still waiting on them to respond and approve our request. So we're still kind of in limbo on the LHRD. Like I said, the ball's been in HUD's court for over a month now. Just kind of waiting on their last week from our grant technical representative that, again, it's Robert's call at this point to get us that document so we can execute the 1-year extension that we have requested. So to get
and remind me the extension, the circumstances which caused that. Was it contractor shortage or?
COVID, contractor
So
shortage.
a series of things that just piled
Yeah,
up. and
this was the
everything.
LHRD
All
grant.
reasonable.
Yep, started in January of '21, and it's just had its numerous things. And so there's definitely been, I know, our last conversation with Eileen, our GTR, we're not alone. And the NOFA, I think, certainly shows the fact that HUD has retooled that grant. And so it's open and we're positioning to apply again. So we're just waiting on this extension on the LHRD grant as we also work to provide the NOFA response for the current eligibility that's out there. So.
And I would say based on conversations during sessions at program manager school this year, even with still needing an extension, I think we're sitting prettier than a lot of other places in terms of as long as they give us this extension, I've got the apps to meet the benchmarks.
Yeah,
So in the meantime, we're getting a lot of lead poison kids lately. We have our state lead grant monies, which is a significantly smaller amount, but it's enough to fund these projects so that, the lead poison households don't get backburnered while we wait for any official word from HUD. So we're able to keep those projects moving. ARP Healthy Homes, I don't have a ton of new updates today. So ARP Healthy Homes, I'm kind of still just sitting on because, we are very low on the funds there. We're down to about 130,000.
Okay.
So the inspectors are getting some of these seconds and bid walks and all that completed. So I'm going to be getting some more updated project costs, real project costs soon, which will give me a better idea of how much real money is left there. And then maybe I can start putting a few more through. Right now with the budget that's left, I could do like 7 to 8 more units, but that changes week to week.
yeah.
Sometimes, we get a lead job or something that ends up needing a little bit of ARP funding put
Sure.
into it for something. So I want to leave some breathing room there so we don't push ourselves right up against that budget.
This is where it's more of a art than a science, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
understood.
it's jazz. I'm playing
Yeah.
jazz here.
Yeah, well.
And we do still continue to get more people for the waiting list, though. So we're well over 700 people on the waiting list.
Wow.
We're tracking them. and, looking to procure more funds to fund projects for them in the
So
future.
all your outreach efforts really have,
Maybe worked a little too well.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so the same thing with lead, actually. I think we are starting to see the fruits of our labor with outreach
Yeah.
the last few years. And I think some of the COVID effect that we kind of anticipated, kids spending more time at home,
Oh, yeah,
more exposure,
yeah.
more lead poisoned kids. So I think it's a combination of both with those. But yeah, I think outreach has proven to be pretty successful these last few years. I know nothing about home. Whole homes moving right along. Working with the county on some tools, retooling on that. But I'm working on getting more complete applications from them. So all the ones that were complete have been processed, are in progress, and we're working with about 20 others to get them through. So that's really all the big ones I have.
How many contractors do we have in lead supervisor training?
Oh yeah, lead supervisor training. That class was held at the end of June, the 4-day class. Myself and Jake also took it. There were 1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't tell us their grades.
There were 8 additional contractors in that class, so it was a pretty good sized
Yeah.
class. Everybody passed, so that's a good thing. So now we all just have to sit for our state examination, which is, as I understand, the difficult one.
I see.
But that was really excellent news and a good thing going forward. For
So kind of growing our base then for resources,
Yeah.
human resources to help. Great.
that's basically about it.
Okay, thank you. Any questions?
Yeah,
Yes,
I do
please.
have one. and
Sure.
It's not listed on the report, but do we have any idea of the lead poisoning cases that we've had in our city over the last year?
The number of lead
Yeah.
poisoning? I'd have to get you better data from the state or the health department on that.
Yeah.
Because, we only know the ones that have made it to us.
Sure.
I know I've got currently that I'm working on 11 houses, and that's currently. So, but in terms of getting you some real current numbers, I can get that from the health department.
Yeah, I just think it would help us some, when we're trying to get additional funds.
Oh, yeah, and that's
particularly.
absolutely data that I would be gathering anyway,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Both for Erie City and for the county.
Excellent.
Because this
That's
is.
part of the application process, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So we're going to be armed to the teeth with all the data. And we've got a fair amount of it already collected from some previous grants, but yeah, we'll have up-to-date numbers. I'll be happy to share those
Okay.
next meeting. Because the next meeting will be right before the
No photos.
the NIFA goes in, yeah.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So item 2, we have a property acquisition.
Yes, so 617 Ash Street, it is a property that the Blight Property Review Committee blighted last month during the month of June. We had kind of already started conversations with Marquette Savings Bank on the property and had scheduled a tour. Did tour that property with Mike Laverty, the city's demolition coordinator. It is, unfortunately, it's structurally sound, but it is in deplorable condition on the inside. It is full of many things, including some deceased animals. So it is just bad. So we will, and so that's what the resolution is for the authority to accept it, deed in lieu of condemnation from Marquette, right, Gene?
Yes.
Okay, so that it saves us the cost of having to go down that condemnation process and allows us to remediate the issue within the neighborhood a little bit quicker than we would have been able to, so.
And did you say this is a rehabable property?
It is not.
It is not,
It
so
is
this is
not.
going to be a demo
The-
probably.
Unfortunately, it's structurally sound. We did not go in the basement just due to the
Sure.
general condition of the upstairs, but I feel as if the cost for us to clean it out and make it appealing to anybody would far outweigh any rehabilitation of the property.
Okay.
So,
Here's how bad it is. Marquette doesn't want to touch it. They're owed money on a mortgage. They are going to satisfy the mortgage. Say, please, take care of it. That's how bad it
That
is.
speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we have a resolution to that effect that was presented. So is there a motion to accept the resolution as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Our next item has been a project I know that you've been working on for a fair amount of time. I did do a quick glance, please.
Thank
April,
you.
if you'd like
Yes,
to-
so I hope you all had a chance to take the time to look this over a little bit, the new employee handbook. It's been completely torn apart and revamped. And then we had sent that over to Manufacturers and Business Association for review by their HR and then legal counsel. And they sent it back to us with suggested edits and revisions. So here we have the finalized version, and we are seeking a motion to accept the handbook as presented.
Right, so it's gone through HR professionals onto legal professionals and then back to you. So-
Yes, it goes through two different review processes there, and then back to us, and suggestions and edits for the legal verbiage that needed to be in there were done.
Yeah, I mentioned that because these policies, laws change rapidly, and
Yes.
the climate of things change rapidly. So it's good for the organization to go the extra step.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming for that.
Did anybody have any comments or questions? I know there was a lot to read.
It's riveting. It's a bedtime story.
No, it covered everything I thought.
I'm not saying you didn't do a great job, but I'm just saying. It's not the most like,
Thank you.
man, get my day started.
I did.
So for the good of the order, do I ask for a motion to accept it as presented then? Gentlemen, we have the handbook in front of us that's been updated as of July 8th, reviewed by the Manufacturers Association on their HR and their legal side, and presented back to us. Is there a motion to accept the employee handbook?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. On to other business items. Is there any other business items to?
The only other thing is I want to take this moment to thank Jake Huff for his service to the Redevelopment Authority. Unfortunately, he has submitted his letter of resignation to assist with his family business and help work some stuff there. So unfortunately, he will be departing the authority, and it's going to be a great loss to us. But I certainly understand that family comes first, and that he needs to take care of that. So I thank him for his service and his dedication to the authority, the land bank, and all of the work he's done to help move our work forward. So it's going to be some big shoes to fill, but certainly, like I said, I understand, family comes first, and so we wish him well, and
Of course.
that. So
Wonderful. And I saw an email today on the Rosetta Land Bank. I was getting.
that is a land bank,
Okay.
but yeah, our firehouse. So.
So we'll discuss that next week
Yes.
then. Okay, I'm sorry. I could get my organization.
That is all I have. So.
Okay, perfect. Any business from the board or anything, any comments?
No.
Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.